Yeah, this is my first live on this channel. Ooh, ooh. And we'll keep it short because, yeah. Is the music? Yeah. We are electromagnetic beings. There's two things I want to talk about today: electromagnetic volume, and then and internet. You know, and solitude, and these gadgets that we have, and then that's pretty loud, isn't it? And then the role of court gestures in the society and theatre in society. It used to be a very intimate thing. Now, and you were allowed to. There was one particular person who was the gesture yesterday, the court role. There was one particular person. Now it seems like everybody's kind of like testing the limits. And you had the court role, and then you had the shaman, and then you had the, those were two different people. And we've combined those two in a form of widespread mass production, fucking Halloween, not so what so. And that's why you no longer have good nothing. Yes. And then we mass consume through these gadgets that drain us dry with our electromagnetism. That we actually need that shit, in order to survive. Well, we don't have survival instincts anymore either, do we? And then so we have at the same time leadership. Where's leadership? So you have social stars that test limits as anything goes apparently. And the less imagination, more we run the same story over and over and see if it works, And what happens is that clear, talented individuals lose their magic. That's what happens. It almost looks like, so you've been knocking at doors, you've been too heavy, too long. And also you have your 300-year cycle, and then you have your 50-year cycle. So, but yeah, we're supposed to balance our electromagnetic field in relation to other people. Being home with this thing, the easiest way for you to notice when you have electromagnetic imbalance is a rash. This is friction. Electric currency. Yeah. So there's boldly knocking on wrong doors. And then there's coming out with gadgets that drain us dry. And then there's punishment for knocking the wrong doors. it's good to have professional ambitions, but you have to know how to alleviate the tensions. Because I think you can one of the best actors, in my understanding, are the ones that can process the in a whatever in a quarrel and alleviate at the same time whilst doing the job. How come that thing stops working? What's the next song? No. That might be cool. Really well. Yeah, well, that was my 2 cents. I always tend to get around my process of thinking by voicing it out. And the first time around, especially when you talk about very complex things like this, it's not in the most coherent way. But when you listen to it afterwards, it does make a lot of sense. So yeah, you have electromagnetism. First sign is rash. If your states of it, oh, and your pets are all the pets take your start carrying a lot, especially if you're a single person. Your partner is supposed to take part of your electromagnetism and part of your, and if you are of the spiritual um, variety, then they take part of it. And that's how you can function, essentially. Yeah. But this is the first time that my DJ is uh, uh, at the booth, and Arabian Star and Mira, E-Type, Angels Crying. So, too many single people, too many people alone, and their pets are carrying the electromagnetic overload, and then the pets get um, pets have the rashes, and because rash is the most common sign. I think what's it, the third sign? No, first one was running because when you give the gods the opportunity to shine, they don't miss. They just yeah. Uh, you're supposed to have. It's very common for young people these days in their 20s. They don't have a partner, and then they'll lose their zizzle zazzle merely just because they have all the electromagnetism. They have their brains on overdrive, still growing. They're supposed to alleviate some of that energy. And then at the same time, their peers and their elders in the society, you don't get Gandalf just by growing old, Oh, um, this is it. This is it. This is. Ah. Hey. The city was sticky and cruel. Ba-da-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-ba. Darling, to get to you. Uh-huh. Yeah. I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room, woke it from your sleep to make love to you. Is that alright? I drove all night. It's words falling apart. Power one heart. Uh-huh, yeah. No Benetton. Nothing erases this feeling for me. Ooh, I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright? I drove all night, crept in your room, woke you from your sleep to make love to you. Is that alright? I drove all night. I drove all night to get to you. Is that alright? Woke you from your sleep. To get to you. Is that alright? Täällä on muuten hirveän pimeä. This is it. This is it. Mä oon koko albumi. No, next live we'll do Lumière. We'll do the Lumière. Yeah, I saw this really incredible event rider who won the championship here, Finnish championship. And the way she was communicating with her horse was just incredible. Yeah, they were like just seamless, cooperation. She would just say like pause and the horse would. It's incredible. But I read her blog, and the very next year the horse just got completely. And this is because the horse was carrying her whole adolescent experience, that whole shit that horse was carrying. And then they had the competition, and it's just that's that's the saturation point right there. Saturation point for the Western world was 2010. Yeah, and 70s. Yeah, 50-year cycle. And you have these similar stories all over the place. You move on you stay on your own, and you have one pet. You had one job, and then that pet carries everything that spills over, which is a lot when you're young. And then we used to have a community and nature. You need something. I dragged a dead plant here so that I would have ways to alleviate my currency, because there's quite kind of a lot. Yeah. Now I've found a way out. Okay, that's a really good point. Good, some pinnacle point to conclude this little itsy witsy bitsy of first of some. Yeah. Bye.